NPP seals unity deal. And in the news, you saw my colleague James Avaji, he was there yesterday at the event. Quite a number of party stalwarts was there. The former president, Kwaku Adu Boahen, was there. A former Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Ayeh was also there. Former Chief of Staff, Remo Perry, was there. And a number, even the current minority leader was also there. And all the 5 aspirants were also there. And they did sign a peace pact to ensure that they maintain peace and unity going into it. If you look at highlight from some of the messages that were made there, President Akufo-Addo made a very profound point that MPP is bigger than any candidate. And he says the unity must come first. And he was very clear about that. But also the IGP was there, also having to do with security, because there have been concerns. In fact, there's been an allegation from one of the camps, I think the camp of Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, that he has intel that some of the aspirants are planning to parade macho men at the various polling stations. And he said he's gotten intelligence to that effect. But the IGP was there yesterday and he warned them. He said he cautioned against the deployment of macho men to the polling stations. And he said he will arrest them. And if any of the aspirants or big men in MPP call him to release them, he will not do it. In fact, the IGP said they are going to deploy some 23,000 policemen on the grounds during the election. So, but some have raised concerns if the aspirants can whip their rank and file in line to ensure peace. And Dr. Asa Asante, in fact, expressed some skepticism about the party supporters' commitment to peace, and he's suspecting that some of them may defy calls for restraint despite the peace pact. Let me come to you, Doc, Dr. Kwaku. Just thoughts on this, what happened yesterday. Of course, in the lead up to the campaign, there's been a bit of rancor, a bit of, it's campaign, so it's understandable that some of these things will happen. But it was nice to see the aspirant come together under the same roof and, express some cordial feeling. That was a nice scene. What was it for you?
Yeah. Before I go on, let me say good morning to our viewers and to Honorable Kennedy Agyapong.
Yeah.
Who will be rounding up his campaign in Asen North and then Asen Central today. Then he will be done with the 276 constituencies if you made the polling stations, because every constituency will have one polling station to elect who becomes the leader of the New Patriotic Party come 31st of January. And yesterday was good. I think whenever like I always put it, every single one of the 5 of them is good. He or he can lead the party, be it Engineer Kennedy Agyapong, be it Dr. Osaya Duchum, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Dr. Brian Champon, and Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. All of them astute men, businessmen, in their own fields, educationists and all that. Very fine gentlemen that can lead Ghana on any given day. But like I put it, my take is on Kennedy Agyapong, because I think every era and then the leader that must lead. And I think that he is the one that is needed at this moment to lead the New Patriotic Party into wrestling power from the NDC come 2028. I know Ayeh will not agree with me, but for that one, he knows that definitely the reason why we are a political party is because we want power. And to get power, you need to put your modalities in place. And so the right thing was done. Listen, because it's elections, definitely there will be one job here or there. There will be salvos here or there. But then these are politicians who have gone through the mill and should know that definitely somebody will throw one punch or the other. And you have to find a way of stopping that job. But yesterday, it was a wonderful program. I know just after that, the program, those who would go out there and start spinning on truth started doing it. There was even a reportage on one of the online portals that Honorable Kennedy Agyapong refused to sign.
We saw that episode. What was that all about? He had concerns with some content of
because as the committee discussed with all aspirants, and they agreed on modalities, that these are things that we are going to document it in the peace pact. Okay, one, they agreed that every counting or sorting should be done in the open. It shouldn't be done enclosed. Anywhere or polling station where they do their counting enclosed will be deemed as null and void. So it has to be in the open, which is a critical point. And two, wherever there is a disagreement or something that a chaotic nature will be caused at any polling station, that polling station will also be taken off.
Well, you mean the results in that?
The results in that polling station would also be cancelled.
But why will you do that? There's chaos in a police station, and you decided, let's cancel the results.
That is why he has to draw their mind back to it. That listen, we agreed on this, not that. So why is the document different from what we agreed on?
What did he find different exactly?
That is what I'm saying, that they were not even captured at all.
You mean that specific agreement?
It was not captured at all.
But for you personally, though, I mean, is that agreement something that should hold? That there was chaos in a polling station, so the results in that polling station should be cancelled?
These are modalities that must ensure a free and fair election.
Yeah.
You know, when some of these chaotic scenes happen, people will just go, and then they've been voices that we have heard, recordings that we will send macho men to cause chaos, and when they cause chaos, come and change the ballot boxes and all that, which is the reason why the IGP was emphatic that he will not accept any macho man coming to the any of the polling centers.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So it is because of what they have on tape that people have said that we'll go and cause chaos and blah, 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 blah. So then it is a cautionary thing to you, the voter out there, any of the delegates within the 276 constituencies. We are telling you that, listen, ensure that you vote and there's no chaos. Else, when any small thing happen there, we'll cancel your votes, and then it will not be added to the national one. So you must ensure that there's no chaos at the polling station. This, to me, although the logic of it doesn't sit well with me, but I think in the framers of the Peace Pact is supposed to guide us to ensure that people do not necessarily cause unnecessary.
I'll come back to you on this, because, I mean, what I'm thinking is that, look, the opponent can go in your stronghold and if the chaos happened, and according to the Peace Pact, you say, well, if there's chaos, we should cancel it. Then you go cause chaos at all your major strongholds, then they'll cancel your result. I mean, the rationale behind it is a bit...
That is why I said the logic behind it, I don't really... It doesn't sit well with me.
It doesn't, we'll see. I'll come back to you on that. And also to get what the... because the concern some people have had relative to your camp is that they are concerned that in the event your camp does not win the election, your camp might find it difficult accepting the result and even going ahead to support whoever wins. I'm not sure. I'm sure you have heard those concerns.
I've heard those.
Yeah, and I'll come back to you. Let me just pick the thoughts of Doc also here, because he hasn't spoken yet. Doc, good to have you. Good to have you.
Good.
And I'm sure you've been following the NPP, and you followed yesterday. And you heard a lot of the comments. What do you make of all of it?
Unfortunately, I couldn't follow the NPP's Peace Pact ceremony because I didn't think that they had the necessary, arrangements to see the light of the day in that really what were they about? Because the whole agreement or the whole machination has been done to favor a particular candidate. Or before I even get there, it is very intriguing, just like you rightfully said, that what is the logic behind the cancellation or annulment of a vote merely because a chaos has erupted. So me, if I see that the stronghold of my opponent is in Bantama, I'll just go and cause chaos and the votes will be cancelled. Yeah. Clearly. If this is the agreement, maybe further clarification should come. But if this is the arrangement, then the whole peace pact is a complete waste of time because it doesn't have clear guidelines, clear regulations. They are, ambiguous. There is no understanding. They lack the necessary strategic,
Do you think they should probably publish the document for the public to see?
Well, I mean, that's up to them. At the point that if this is part of the pact, this arrangement is part of the pact, then the pact is clearly...
Yeah, because we hear that is the very concern that Kennedy Agyapong had, for which reason he was hesitant to sign in and had to draw the attention of the election committee chairperson, and that's according to the spokesperson of the party. But I also want to get your thoughts on this point that was made by President Kwaku Adu. He said, as part of, he made the point about NPP bigger than any other candidate, and unity must come first. But also, profoundly, he said that NPP remains the best vehicle with best ideas for Ghana's development. And you had the minority leader also emphasizing that Ghanaians are asking for the NPP to return.
Clearly, no Ghanaian is asking for NPP to return. They are just playing to the gallery. It is one of those political statements that when you mount political podiums, you make. NPP cannot be the best political party on the face of how they left this country, on the face of the catastrophic economic management they subjected this country to. This is a political party that came into government. They came to meet a government with certain macroeconomic indicators. They came to meet a national debt of 120 billion Ghana cedis. They ended up leaving it at 726 Ghana cedis in 8 years, just 8 years. They found a dollar at 4 Ghana cedis. They ended up leaving it at a retail rate of 16 Ghana cedis. They picked a liter of fuel at 3 to 4 Ghana cedis. They left it at 16 Ghana cedis. They inherited a Bank of Ghana that was constantly making yearly profits. In 2022 alone, they made a loss of 60 billion Ghana cedis. Indeed, they managed to borrow to an extent that we couldn't pay our debt. They subjected 1 million Ghanaians to domestic debt exchange program. For the first time, we saw pensioners throw themselves onto the streets of Accra, demanding that their monies be exempted from the domestic debt exchange program. It has never happened in the history of Ghana to understand that a former chief justices are supposed not to even show or to comment on normal public discourses. You are the former chief justice picketing part of those people who did it.
Yep.
That is a cardinal sign of the NPP government. They managed to heap onto the people of Ghana e-levy, 10% betting tax, sanitation levy, emissions levy. What did the NPP do to the people of Ghana? And for that reason, for the first time, a political party like NPP lost an election to a tune of 1.7 million votes gap, completely wiping out all, even parliamentary seats that are traditional seats for the NPP, like Bambi Kwabinya, Ablekuma West, and what have you. The NPP lost all those seats. Today, in a space of 1 year, a political party that they were in opposition, when they were in government, they were saying that the alternative is scary, the NDC is scary. Today, the NDC has shown that indeed we are scary, we are magnificent, we are spectacular at the management of an economy.
And you think now
we have turned the corner, hold on, we have turned the corner, we have reduced fuel from 60 cedis per liter. Today, OMCs are fighting over fuel prices. I believe it's one of our topics. Today, they are doing 9.9 Ghana cedis per liter. Some are doing 9.85 Ghana cedis per litre. Today, because of the investments we have done in the economy, our national debt has reduced from 726 to about 620 billion Ghana cedis. Today, debt to GDP ratio has reduced. Deficit has reduced. Our international reserves have increased to a point that all international rating agencies are commending the government. IMF is commending the government. World Bank is commending the government. Only a few days ago, Ghana Statistical Service tells us that between quarter 2 and quarter 3 of 2025 alone, 360,000 Ghanaians have moved out of multi-dimensional poverty because of, these key arrangements. So President Kwaku Adu's assertion that the NPP is the best political party, the people of Ghana are missing the NPP, is a lie from the deepest point of hell, and it must not be countenanced. It must be thrown away at the earliest opportunity. But you see,
let me just follow up on this. Is it your estimation that regardless of who MPP choose in this primaries, regardless of who they choose, they won't stand the NDC?
No. None of the 5 people contesting in the MPP's presidential primaries has the necessary gravitas or capacity or even the moral right to come and stake a claim in the presidency of this country. Because all of them believe in the principles of the MPP. They believe they are part and parcel of the same MPP that completely destroyed the Ghanaian system. Who can you take out? The only person you can take out is maybe Kennedy Agyapong, who was thrown away by President Kwaku Adu, whom President Kwaku Adu put in place machinations to exterminate him from the party. You understand the point? But he still believes in the president of the MPP. He believes in Dr. Boahen, the very person who managed our economy. As head of economic management, he himself acknowledges that President Kwaku Adu acknowledges, the senior minister acknowledges it. You understand the point? He believes in Dr. Boahen. How is he different from the rest of them? You understand? Dr. Boahen destroyed the economy. Ended up running away from the economy on his speech on 7th of February 2024. That when he advises President Kwaku Adu, he doesn't listen. That the decisions of the economic management is not binding on cabinet. So whatever he tells President Kwaku Adu doesn't listen. He ran away from responsibility. President Kwaku Adu himself ran away from responsibility. Recall that when they asked him about the economy, he said the next person who will succeed him will manage the economy. He had checked out at that time. Dr. Brian Agyapong. Was it not under his tenure that they said we had drought in this country? So about 4 billion Ghana cedis have to be put in place to start buying food products and import food products and what have you, as a great minister. We saw his conduct. State institutions that are making profits. They told us that.
I don't think that.
Let me make my point. No. Yeah. I'm analyzing.
You analyzing them does not mean
you are not
you have to. You have to.
No. You are not
unfathomable.
You are not. You are not. Let me make my point.
Let him just.
You have your time. You have your time. When you have your time, you can make any analysis you want to make. You understand? He told this country that they should give him La Palm Royal Beach and Labad.
He never told them.
Please.
It was put up for sale, not he telling the country
before the until Labour had intervened, until leading figures in the NDC like the Honorable Samakuja Blakwa intervened. All those hotels would have been sold to him. So when he becomes president, he will tell us that state institutions are not making profit, so his companies will buy them.
But these hotels, as recent as last year, were still saying they were still looking for strategic partners.
The point is that, you see, there's a reason why we frown upon conflict of interest. You understand? When you are in government, you have the significant authority. You must exercise restraint. Chika some say wade ni na ho kwan na nye ni na ede efatai. You understand? When you do that, it shows significant levels of conflict of interest, state capture, and what have you. We don't want to see something like that. That's why President Mama came. He issued a statement that all state properties, state lands, and what have you are not supposed to be sold. You understand? So, Kennedy Agyapong, I clearly believe that he does not have the capacity to leave. He has not demonstrated exceptional leadership skills as far as governance is concerned. I don't see anything so special.
And what exceptional leadership? What exceptional leadership is he talking about?
Let me make my point.
What exceptional leadership are you talking about?
I can also heckle you.
No, when you were
no, you are not the one who.
But just so that I'll come.
You understand?
Yeah.
So none of them. And Kennedy Agyapong's public posture is known to all of us. He does not have restraints. He clearly is not tolerant. He does not mind his language in public. His utterances, most of the time, insulting, denigrating. We have heard this video that he was basically clearly insulting President Mahama. I cannot repeat the words. Just because he disagreed with President Mahama on some issues. He uttered insulting words I cannot repeat on this platform. This is unpresidential. You know, he's clearly unpresidential. And there was a time they asked him whether he wants to be president. He said, what is he using presidency for? Today, the people of Ghana that you say you don't want to lead, you want to lead them now. What has changed? You understand? So there is no principle, there is no consistency. None of the NPP flag brush contenders have the capacity to lead this country. They are all part and parcel of the poisoned NPP tree. They are the fruits of the poisoned NPP tree that in the last 8 years have completely destroyed the Ghanaian system, our education sector, health sector, economy, and what have you. And the people of Ghana visited the necessary retribution to them in the 7 December 2024 poll. So clearly, this is a waste of time. And nobody will mind them.
Interesting.
Exactly what are they come to do?
Dr. Adu Boahen, I mean, they all have their own policies. I mean, talk about Ken, and I'm sure, Doc, you want to. You were jotting some few points that you were disagreeing with him on.
Oh, no. I find it appalling when...
because he says that none of the candidates...
Somebody sits and talks about none of your candidates has what it takes to lead Ghana. It's mind-boggling. It's coming from a young man like him. This is politics. You just don't make any comments just like that. Okay? And to say, if you belong to NDC and you think that, yes, commendably, the NDC government, I have said it, that they are doing well. They started on a good note, and then we pray that it continues like this. Because it is Ghana that all of us signed up for. And so if Ghana is doing well, it is the betterment of everybody. Because when you open our taps back at home, it is water that runs through them and not NDC or NPP colors. So Ghana first in all the things that we do. And then he would attest to the fact that Kennedy Agyapong has exhibited exemplary leadership in Ghana. More than any of his people that he talks about. A man that can wholeheartedly, on his own, dole out $6 million to construct a cardiothoracic center for Ghana, not for his personal use. Okay? And then you sit and you say that, because of what? Which public utterances are you talking about? So if you sit and you criticize Brian Agyapong for trying to own state agencies or companies, and then Brian Agyapong never went to anybody to tell them, give it to me. Just as you rightly put them, it was put out there that they want strategic investors. And then he, as a person, is different from his company, which is Rock City Hotel. If legally, they are two separate entities. The person and then his company are two separate entities. So if Rock City decides that they want to go and then get any hotel put up for strategic partnership by SNET, what has he got to do with him as a person? It was a managerial or management decision. The directorship decided to go in for it. So he didn't ask Ghana that he wants it.
But you make a point about the course on which the NDC is on now, and you are hoping that it will continue. If the current course they are on continues, do you think NPP is in a position to wrestle power from them?
It is whatever that they are doing today. After today, Dr. Siama has not been able to tell us the cause and effect that has caused or brought us this far. And in his own statement has said that they are not doing anything extraordinary. Dr. Siama said it, not me.
Evidence.
Oh, Sammy, me yachero. See, and what is that? What is the monetary policy thing that NDC have done? You see, I believe that the whole thing was set in motion after the COVID-19, blah, 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 that took us into that ditch. Everything was coming back. You know, at a point, inflation even went to 56%. And then before we left power, it has come to, 23% before we left power. So definitely, things were becoming better before we left.
Do you think the government hasn't done anything? They've just inherited the gains from the previous government?
They inherited the gains from the previous government. That is true. Two, when they came, we had as much as 32 tons of gold, which in the first few months, they sold some and made money, significant money.
Sold how much?
Okay, out of the 10 tons they sold, okay, they sold 10 tons. And these monies came into Ghana. If the NPP then had sold the same gold, they would have made money and then pushed back into the economy. I have said it, that until after this year, somebody like me, I will not go into critiquing the Mahama administration. We just want to give them time so that they can work whatever they want to work out. And then after that one, then we will start critiquing, looking at the pros and the cons, the good and the bad.
Because, and I'm going to come to Doc so that we can even get into the issue having to do with poverty alleviation and the condition of a lot of people in our country. And I just want to get your thoughts on this one finally, because look, you did concede that things are pretty good at the moment. They are doing pretty well. And the bigger concern is that if this performance of the government continues, then one wonder what would be the message from your party to kick this government out? What would be the message if things continue, if fuel prices remain the way they are, if inflation remains the way they are, if the number of people who are being moved from poverty continue in this trend, then you pretty much will be in a difficult position to win the hearts of Ghanaians because they appear satisfied with the way things are happening.
No, the fact that things look a little good, does not reflect really on the market. Yeah, but the market prices on the market haven't changed. Yes, inflation is down. We talk about a single digit 5.5. We talk about the dollar CD becoming stabilized with respect to the dollar because of the cushioning that government has injected into the economy, the $10 billion that they injected. That, to me, you see, a lot of these capital injections, yes, at every forex rate annually, annual forex rating, Ghana is short by $10 billion, okay? Where, like I said it on your sister station, that within 31st, from 31st to the 1st, to the 15th of January, a lot of companies would come out with their dividend patterns, or the annual budgets will be closed, and then it will show which dividends they need to repatriate. And in between January to March, repatriation of dividends will go. Last year alone, MTN repatriated almost $3 billion to their parent company in South Africa, okay? Not to talk of all the other expatriate companies that are in Ghana.
You think when that happens, there's going to be pressure on the city?
Yes, definitely it is going to be. That is why the Bank of Ghana, in their wisdom, they know that annually Ghana is short by $10 billion. So they release $10 billion as a safeguard. okay, so that from there they can be paying all the other people that government owes. The World Bank was even a beneficiary, about $500 million going to the World Bank. Just last 2 weeks, the Ministry of Finance released a statement that they have paid car power, they have paid this. It was all parts. That is why they released that money, okay, to do all those payments and all that. So, for me, how many Ghanaians really need Forex to buy anything in Ghana?
But we use Forex to import the goods. So
exactly.
And the Forex
apart from those who need the Forex to go and then buy, which in any case, the private man will take CD, buy the Forex, go for trading.
And it reflects in how much they will price the product they go to import.
It is not changing, my brother.
Okay, let me come to Doc now. Doc, you've also been writing a few things that you want to respond to.
He's not writing anything, don't worry.
Yes, you see, Joy Prime is a big platform. And so when you come and sit on a platform like this, you must be very factual with the data you present. First of all, he says that the NDC came to meet 32 tons of gold. Please, it's a lie. Ghana's gold purchase program started even before Dr. Bawumia came and the NPP came. When the NPP came into government, there were more than 8 tons of gold. They continued and it got up to 30 tons. As we speak, Bank of Ghana tells us in their latest release that we are doing about 37 to 38 tons. He says that the NDC came and sold 10 tons of their gold. Please, which market did they sell the gold? No, hold on. And how much? Let me make my point. Are you
trying to say this?
I don't like that disrespect.
But you asked me a question.
Please keep quiet.
No, keep it rhetorical. So
yes, he knows it's a rhetorical question. He knows. So why are you answering? Why are you answering? He knows it's a rhetorical question.
Yeah. Oh, my brother.
Which market did they sell the 10 tons of gold? And how much did this country raise from the sale of the 10 tons of gold? This is a big platform. You cannot come and say...
Is it a question to me or you want me to tell you?
So how is it that today we are doing 38 tons if 10 tons of gold were sold? So this is a pure lie. Please, the Bank of Ghana has... You see, you have to read some of these data. You cannot come and sit on this platform like this and lie.
No, I will not sit here for you to tell me. Listen, if you are ignorant of the fact that...
Let me make my point.
And then we have made money and we've made gains.
Give me an evidence of the sale of those 10 tons.
I can't be sitting here.
You are sitting here, you are saying you are...
That is the truth. It was sold. The fact that you don't know doesn't mean...
He's interjecting.
Just progress. We want to speak.
No.
I will not sit for you to
make this point.
Make the point.
The point I'm making is that.
Yeah. Let me just.
He has lied on this platform.
Let me just acknowledge somebody on Zoom. So you just continue.
Yes.
Well, we have the Savannah Regional Minister on Zoom, Honorable Salisu B. Awurebi. We're going to speak to him very briefly on the northern poverty crisis and why growth isn't reaching Ghana's north, because according to the data by the Ghana Statistical Service, the Savannah region is one of the regions that is adversely affected, and that multi-dimensional poverty, analysis that we are doing. So we'll come to you, Honorable, very, very shortly. Doctor.
Yeah, so the point I'm making is that he has lied on this platform. He has not been able to provide any evidence that 10 tons of gold was sold. It is one of those propaganda from the stables of the NPP, must be noted. He said that, when the NDC came, the economy was better, so we are just continuing. The economy was better at an inflation of 23.8%. Is that a better economic management?
Did I say it was better?
Are you say, please? The host is saying
he made a point about...
He said that when the NDC...
Did I say it was better?
He made a point about...
Yes, I wrote...
I'm just sitting here. Don't talk about it.
Let me make my point.
I will not keep quiet when you're lying.
No, Doc, just...
You make the point on this platform. That's why I wrote it.
Yeah,
did I say the economy was doing
better? Yes, he said that...
It went up to 53.
He said that...
Came down to 20.
So he said that the NDC has not done anything different, nothing significant, that we only inherited what the NPP had left us and it was getting better. That is what he said. And I'm saying that it is a lie. We came to meet dollar at 16 retail. Today it is 10.8 bank, about 11 retail. And you are saying that we have not done anything better. If you knew how to do it, why didn't you do it?
We came to meet
a debt to GDP. We came to meet a debt to GDP ratio of 61%. Today we are doing 41, and you are saying
that. Wouldn't you tell him that? We were voted against because things didn't look well. So if you've come and you are doing that,
he says that the price of goods and services haven't changed.
But has it changed?
Clearly, he has not even read what is going on in this country? There are several. Please keep quiet and let me make my point. You don't know how to do it, but you can't respect yourself and respect me.
It's okay. Is
that what you want to do on this platform? When you were talking, I was quiet. So why do you want to interject anything I say?
Yeah, just continue.
Do you think I didn't have anything to say when you were talking?
Just allow him.
Please keep quiet and let me make my point. Yeah, so you understand? So it is a lie. It is one of those NPP propaganda that prices have not reduced. Master, only fuel has reduced. Are you telling me that fuel has not reduced? As we sit here, don't you know fuel has reduced? Can't you see the number of Ghanaians jubilating on social media, thanking President Mahama for what he has done? Don't you know that companies like J.A. Biney and Co. Company Limited, they wrote letters to this country that because of the investments and the improvements we have done in our exchange rates, they are reducing their prices. Didn't you see those statements? Orca, Deco, Electromat, and all those companies, having the issue statement that they have reduced their prices from 20 to 30%, so people should come and buy. Have you not seen a reduction of a ton of iron rods from 9,500 to 7,000? Don't you know that cement prices have reduced? Today, if you have 80 Ghana cedis, you can get cement to use. Aboso can spare parts dealers. Haven't you seen them on TV saying that they have reduced their prices? That initially they were selling some engines at 50,000, today they are doing 10,000 Ghana cedis. Haven't you seen that a bag of maize has reduced from 1,300 Ghana cedis to 500 Ghana cedis? Haven't you seen them? And so you cannot come and sit on this platform and pretend as if nothing is going on. When you were coming here, you bought fuel in your car. When you were coming, was it not fuel you bought? Was it at 16 cedis per liter? Did you not buy it at 9.9 Ghana cedis or 10 Ghana cedis?
I mean, relax.
So let me see. No. You see, it is an agenda by the NPP to feign ignorance of the improvement we are seeing in the economy, to throw dust into the people of Ghana, and lie as if nothing is going on. When everybody
has the price of kinky changed?
Please let me make my point. You people are going about like your ministers. I saw the tax-credit minister some time ago lying that in his area the price of a ball of kinky has increased from 5 cedis to 7 cedis.
It is the truth.
Please listen. You have not even listened.
All right, Doc.
And the next day, a blogger went there and asked the same woman. He mentioned the name of the woman. A blogger went there and the woman said, "Oh no, it's the same price." The minister.
Doc, let me speak. Let me speak.
That's your agenda. Yeah. That's your agenda. Will not fly, and nobody will listen to you. What we have done, hold on, Minister, I beg you, a second. What we have done as a government in making sure that the economy is stable. Today, the interventions of Gold Board, $11 billion have been brought in forex to Bank of Ghana. In only a year. In only a year, and you are saying that the NDC government has not done it. What happened to NPP's Gold for oil?
All right, let me speak to.
So all these things are lies, and the people of Ghana must throw them away.
All right, we have on Zoom Honorable Salisu Biarebi. He's the Savannah Regional Minister. Honorable, thank you very much for joining us this morning. And what we are picking up from the Ghana Statistical Service is, if you look at your region in particular, in fact, in the country overall, we are talking about some 950,000 persons that have moved out of poverty between the third quarter of 2024 and the third quarter of 2025. But rather worrying is that despite this progress, there appears to be some regional inequality. And the Northeast and Savannah region, which you had, the Savannah region to be precise, continue to record poverty incidence, about 50%. That obviously is very worrying. And we just want to get your thoughts on this. Why it's becoming increasingly difficult to deal with the poverty situation in your region? Because if you look at the data here, they make reference to things like the poor living conditions. They talk about inadequate nutrition. They talk about sanitation challenges. They talk about housing conditions, and they talk about unemployment and even education as part of the contributing factors. I mean, Honorable, I'm sure you're familiar with the condition of your people in the region. Why has it become difficult to, address this situation?
Yes, thank you to the listeners and viewers on this very reputable. Yes, the Statistical Service data for us, and we've actually analyzed the situation. The reality is that we have come to meet this legacy. If you take the data as a Statistical Service churn out, realize that there is a gradual improvement from the second quarter to the third quarter. And I'm sure they carry out additional survey in the fourth quarter of 2025. And moving forward, there will still be some improvement on the information that is provided, albeit the Savannah region is unfortunately the highest instance of multi-dimensional poverty. In fact, when we came in, the data was that Savannah was leading upper northeast region with multi-dimensional poverty. And one of the key indicators is the access to potable drinking water. The previous data gave us an average that a person in Savannah region uses 33 minutes in search of potable drinking water, whilst our colleague in Northeast region uses 30 minutes in search of potable drinking water, and which is part of the indicators. If you look at the indicators which they use to measure, it will also indicate that access to electricity in the Savannah region, the data we came in back, it was actually the lowest in the country, where about 51% or so were covered, whilst other regions are having close to 100%, others are in the region of 80s and 90s. And that is why you can see in the data and in the budget that His Excellency Obama presented through the Finance Minister at the Force, they've indicated the provision of water in some specific areas. And the Damongo water project is one key development. When it is done, it would improve our ranking in the nation. And if you also look at another rural electrification program that the Minister of Energy through the President has actually presented in the budget of 2026, there is a push to increase the access to electricity in the Savannah region, a greater margin that will again go to improve the unfortunate multi-dimensional indicator that we are having. We are also pushing in the area of agri to be able to have large-scale commercial farming, blend with the typical peasant and rural farming support that the Minister of Agri, through His Excellency the President, is pushing for us to be able to do massive agricultural investment in the Savannah region. Remember that the Savannah region is the largest region in the country, and it is also thinly populated. That also means that there is vast land available for commercial agriculture and subsistence or peasant agriculture. When we push to get more agri inputs to our people who are traditionally farmers, and with the requisite technology that we are bringing in, we are sure that it will improve the standard of living in the Savannah region. Many of the hitherto poor, uneducated people would also take advantage of the situation, and it would improve the situation that we have.
I mean,
education too is another key factor that we've analyzed, and we are investing in that sector too. The support that we are getting from GETFund through the Minister of Education under the directive of His Excellency the President, many of the infrastructure that we have put up, if indeed by the close of the year that those pieces of infrastructure we are able to put them up, I'm very sure that the next year's data and ranking, it will put us in a better situation. But we look at it as an unfortunate situation, work on hand, and we are working various sectors to be able to improve on the situation that we've come to meet.
I mean, you mentioned that you're working on it. You are rolling out quite a number of interventions to try and address some of the issues plaguing the region. But how soon are we going to see something done? In the case of the water situation, I mean, of course, while we are waiting for that major project to be completed, what are you doing in the interim to try and, help the people mitigate this challenge with water, because of course it will take some time before the project is completed. So while we are waiting for the project to be completed, yes, particularly with water, access to potable water, what are you doing in the meantime?
Yes, we have an unfortunate situation in parts of Savannah region. Many of the rivers, the black and white water and their tributaries, they run through the entirety of Savannah. That means that surface water is not something that we cannot get. But surface water too is not a clean water that you can easily go fetch and serve the people. Based on the quality of the water, you need to treat, you say, before it becomes consumable for people to be able to get the best out of the situation. But the underground water, where we can easily drill boreholes and tap the water to serve the population, at the eastern part of the region, we have a deficit of poor groundwater coverage. But at the at the western part of the region, that's Bole and Sola area, they have a high groundwater coverage, whereby you drill a borehole at a distance of 70 meters to 100 meters, you can get a high yielding well in many of the communities which are available. So we are concentrating on the provision of borehole services to some of the rural communities to improve on the water quality that they are taking. Unfortunately, in the West Gunja district, that of the North Gunja, Central Gunja, that of the Northeast Gunja and East Gunja, the greater part of those communities, you cannot get really a high yielding well because the groundwater table is terribly poor. And when you drill, you are not able to hit any high yielding well. You go beyond 100 meters, you are not able to get. There have even instances whereby we have drilled close to 300 meters, but yet we are not able to get high yielding well. When you use scientific data to even determine whether or not we have a high groundwater table, definitely the information may give you some figure, but when you go into drilling, the yield is not appreciable. So this is the unfortunate situation we find ourselves. The reliable solution under this situation is to be able to have surface water, treat it, and distribute to the entirety of the major parts. Thankfully, we have gone ahead to get people who have come to design a comprehensive Savannah region water program. We have presented it to His Excellency the President. He has made his input into it, and we are working around how we can get a good source of funding to be able to make sure that we are able to cover the entirety of Savannah region with potable, treatable water that indeed goes to the benefit of the people. So that's why I say work in progress.
All right.
But it is true that there's already a funding arrangement which has been procured for the Damango water system, and that is inclusive of the western part of Tamale and that of Yendi. And processes are actually ongoing to ensure that the contractors come on site to be able to start work. In fact, it is being led by Bywater, and Bywater has a reputable water treatment history. And they've done a lot of water treatments within the northern sector. So we are confident that we will get a solution to that. But it's work in progress, and we are still making efforts to improve on that as well.
All right. Honorable, we really appreciate your time this morning, and we are wishing you the very best. We hope that all of these initiatives are, rolled out as quickly as possible to help our brothers and sisters in the north, because, of course, we do see visuals sometimes from the region, and it's not the best, but we hope that you are able to deliver on this. Thank you very much once again, Honorable.
Most grateful.
Yeah. That's Honorable Salisu B. Awerebi. He is the Savannah Regional Minister, and he just joined us to tell us what he is doing to try and help the people in the Savannah region, because it's one of the regions that have been captured to be suffering poverty to some very large extent. Well, let me come to the studio, and Doc, let me come to you on this very subject. It's good news that some 950,000 people have moved out of poverty, but I mean, you look at the data, the Eastern region and the Ashanti region still count as one of the regions, the densely populated regions with a lot of people who are poor. You understand that even the Ashanti region, you're talking about almost 1 million people are poor in the Ashanti region. Likewise, and that number, close to that number, can be found in the Eastern region. And if you come down even to the Greater Accra region, there's still quite a number of people who are poor. And all across the country, it is telling that we have a long way to go to try and get our people out of poverty. I mean, so far this is good, but there's still a long way to go, isn't it?
Yeah, I think if we have 950,000 people coming out of poverty, is a good thing, is a good sign. But to have as much as 1 million people still struggling in this poverty thing, like I said earlier on, it all boils down to jobs.
Yeah.
If we have the enabling environment, we have companies, we have institutions that are recruiting and then are employing people, a lot of these people would be out of these poverty lines. Because if after 4 years stay in the university and I work out and I still do not have anything doing and I have to be depending on the same parents that took care of me whilst I was in the university, and then I still go and depend back on them, it doesn't make a lot of sense, actually, if you ask me. So for me, I think Sammy and his people came, look, this one, don't talk about it. He knows that he and his people came at the backdrop of the popular slogan of 24-hour economy. And
one job, 3 shifts.
One job, 3 shifts. So people are expecting. Is it the teaming youth that went out there to vote the NDC was because they wanted jobs. They felt that the NPP did not give them what they wanted, so they changed. And then we expect the government to be out there. I know 1 or 2 places they are saying they have started a little bit, but the nearing and then the way it became one of their major flagship projects, I believe by now we should have been rolling out something. I know government has come out with a Jumera and Konkon program and all that. Yes, it's a start.
Yeah.
But I want to see a more proactive thing coming out of some of these things. And that one alone would have alleviated a lot of these poverty lines that we are talking about.
Because if you look at it, the contributing factors to this multi-dimensional poverty, you look at the things that they are making reference to, I mean, quite intriguing. They talk about sanitation, they talk about housing quality, and housing quality is fundamental. If you look at the condition that a lot of people, because just recently there was a fire outbreak, I understand, at Dangomba Lane in the Ashanti region, and if you look at the houses people are living in, and there are still people living on the streets in Accra. People are finding it hard to get quality houses. They talk about nutrition, and that is still there. They talk about health insurance, and they say even the health insurance, the national health insurance, the coverage is still questionable. There are still a number of people in the rural areas who are not captured. They talk about school, access to education, school attendance, and also job security. And all of them are very critical parts of human life. And they say even there are people who are employed, and they also still have incidents of, poverty, because like you mentioned, out of school, without a job, and just trying to find ways.
We as a country has a housing deficit of 1.8 million units. Okay, so it does not really look good. A housing deficit of 1.8 million as a country. Even the ones that are already there, that people are using, are not conducive enough.
Yeah.
And then now we lacking almost 1.8 million houses. Reasons why I think the state housing should be up and doing as a government entity, and then we must create a more enabling environment for other, if you may, some of these agents,
real estate
agencies, to also go into some of these.
Well, we've seen what some of the real estate developers are doing. I mean, they are building their houses, but clearly they are not building for
the poor.
For the poor, clearly.
There's not, actually.
Yeah.
Because if you... I chanced on a document...
I mean, they're charging in dollars. You want a proper house to buy real estate.
That is what baffles my mind when we say we are building even affordable houses. And then these affordable houses are still charged in dollars. You have to pay $35,000 to own a place. And how many people will find $35,000 to own a place?
Yeah.
So we need to have a renewing of our mindset as a country. A lot of things have to change. That is why my candidate within the NPP feels that some of these ministries within that are segmented or saturated here in Accra must move within other regions. When we move into other regions, what it does is that it will create the space for real estates to build new homes and new houses in those areas, which the government will negotiate with them to bring the costing down and mortgage it over. There's nowhere in the US or Europe where you go and then houses are sold. Like you just go and you buy at $35,000, you have to carry $35,000 cash and go and pay. It is a mortgage of almost 30 years. And then it is deducted as source. But then the person that does not even have a job, who is going?
Yeah, how are you going to put them on? That's really interesting. Let me come to Doc on this.
Yes.
I mean, I grew up having to wake up at 3 a.m., sometimes even much earlier, to go fetch water. And it's when it's in the dry season. And you have just some of these small openings. I'm forgotten the term for it, but you see water, this spring coming out of small openings, and you see long queues, the rocks, long queues. So you have to wait 3 a.m. If you don't, by the time you get there, the thing it's finished. The little that has come, everybody has fetched it, But thankfully, over time, we've been able to get some pipe-borne water flowing in my village now in the O2 region. So I'm quite familiar with the difficulty in accessing potable water. And I'm familiar with poverty because, we've been poor before, but thank God at least that circumstance has improved a bit. So I understand when they say that some people are suffering and you can almost relate with it.
Yes, definitely. I have also experienced some of these conditions before, and I know how they feel when we were growing up in a village in the eastern region. So we are clearly aware of the issues. And until we have been able to fix it as a country, we will continue to hear these difficulties. And I believe that systems will gradually be put in place, even after this particular regime and other regimes after it and what have you. And we will continue to do it. We've come a long way. Just like you rightfully said, at the time there were no boreholes or potable water. Today, you know that there are some places you can get boreholes. So that is not to say we should not double up the pace. Government has to do it, institutions to do it. I know National Security does some, NGOs does some, and I know that gradually we'll get there. But you see, my brother said something. He said that, we promised the people of Ghana 24 hours economy, and we have been able to do it. Today, what has been the report? 360,000 Ghanaians between Q2 and Q3 have left multidimensional poverty. And so if the NDC not doing 24 hours economy will lead to 360,000 people living multidimensional poverty. They did NAPCO. How many people left multidimensional poverty? Why did the implementation of NAPCO lead to unemployment rate from 8% to 14.7% under the NPP? See, these are sensitive topics. So when you discuss them, you must be sensitive you must respect the sensibilities of the people of Ghana, not to dabble in unnecessary politicking. Do you know that in 2023 or so, 850,000 people were pushed below the poverty line? Do you know that? The IMF World Bank report, did you see it? 850,000 people. What happened that time? All your programs, were they halted? What was the reason behind the 850,000 people that your government pushed into poverty? So we must not get there. When we do that, we descend into the gutters, we muddy the water, and we will not be able to discuss the issues. Look, I know for a fact, just like rightfully mentioned, there were some 4 key items with about 13 indicators that the statistical service used in arriving at this conclusion. One was living standards, health, education, and employment.
Yeah.
As we speak, we have seen unprecedented disbursement of funds to national health insurance. That's on the health side. Over 9.7 billion.
Yeah.
You understand? Today, the national health insurance people are chasing health facilities to bring their monies or budgets for capitation, for deployment of, how do they even mention it? Claims.
Yeah,
claims. Yes. So they have been chasing hospitals to bring their claims for payment because of the resourcefulness of national health insurance now. Because the government uncapped the cap that the NPP government put on it.
Yeah.
And so for the first time, we have seen in a year 650,000 Ghanaians enrolling on national health insurance. In a year. Access to health facilities have increased. People's health-seeking behaviors have increased because the national health insurance system is working properly. That's not to say that we have been able to achieve what we want to achieve.
Yeah.
But you know that significantly that institution that is in charge of the health of the poor and the larger society have been adequately resourced to cater for the needs of the people. That has been done. You know that since we came, several amount of monies have been deployed, even in the education sector. When we came, and you know education was a key plank of the arrangement. Over 895 million was released for school feeding alone in the first quarter of the government. You understand the point I'm making? Which improved the quality of students when they go to school. No fee stress. What have we done? Over 152,000 young students going to first year have benefited from it. Look at the investments we have done in free SHS that we came to meet. You understand? The monies we have pumped into it, the difficulties that the program had over the years, how we have been able to turn them around. Let me make my point. Listen to me. They mentioned multidimensional poverty. What were the indicators of multidimensional? They said cost of living, health. Have I not mentioned health to you? They said education. Oh, you have not read the report. Have you read the report? If you have read it, you know that they mentioned 4 key items: cost of living, health, education, employment. Am I lying? They mentioned 30 indicators. And I'm telling you what has been done within the shortest possible time for some of these things to, be seen. That's not to say we've ended or we have been able to do whatever we need to do. But it is a process. If in 30 years' time, another government comes or another party comes to power, and they also continue it, it is for the benefit of the people.
But on the subject of employment, though, and I think Doc makes that point, that one of the things that was heavily associated with your campaign
so let me ask.
One job, 3 shifts.
Yes, 24 hours.
Having people go to job in 3 shifts.
Yes.
And Doc's asked a very fundamental question.
Simple.
Where are the 3 shifts of jobs?
I can tell you that when we mentioned 24 hours economy, we said I was largely private sector led. We also mentioned state institutions that will partner what the private sector will be doing. As I speak, don't you know that DVLA, they are doing a 24-hour system? When we came, there were over 118,000 cars that the NPP had not been able to give to people.
And how many people have been employed in that DVLA?
Several. The DVLA can give you their data, but I know that they're implementing a 24-hour system. You can call their
Yeah, I know
Chief
about.
Executive,
I know a few of the centers that have.
Do you know that Passport Office is doing a 24-hour system?
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Do you know
how many people have?
Hold on. Do you know that Tamaport, they are doing 24 hours? Do you know Ghana Publishing Company? When we came, one of the first institutions that we commissioned to start 24 hours was the Assembly Press.
And you
understand?
How many people?
Hold on.
Assembly Press.
Let me make my point. I'm saying that
always been doing
this data
hours.
can be given to you by these state institutions, but it is not in doubt that they are doing the 133 shift. Again, the NDC government is not an ad hoc government that implements policies ad hoc. The point I'm making is that today, do you know that in few days from today, the president will launch the 24 hours authority? What will be the mandate of the authority? The mandate will be giving the necessary laws to rule out and partner private entities for the implementation of 24 hours. NPP, when they came, all their flagship policies, free SHS. Let me make my points. They
voted against us. So you come in and
you are very disrespectful on this platform. Why are you doing this?
No.
He is being disrespectful.
No.
When he is talking, I keep quiet. No.
It's just.
Yeah. So let me learn.
Yeah.
So the point I'm making is that we do not implement policies ad hoc. One district, one factory, ad hoc. Or the impact. One village, one dam, ad hoc. The minister told us that you built a meaningful dam with 200,000 Ghana cedis. It means that they didn't even do it. Planting for food and jobs ended up in drought. All their key policies that they trumpeted, they couldn't do it properly. And so we have said that the 24 hours economy, just like we have started in state institutions, it is a private-led initiative. And the president will launch the 24 hours economy in a few days from today. And it will oversee the overall implementation of the program in a way and manner the president believes it is supposed to be implemented. So when you sit in opposition and you don't have anything to say, and within a space of 1 year, a government completely sweeps the people of Ghana off their feet, people are happy about what is going on, you want to enter into the realm of skepticism and becoming a naysayer and always criticizing policies when you know that plans are being put in place, solid plans are being put in place to implement them. And just so I've mentioned to you on record, government and state institutions that have already started the implementation of 24 hours. The numbers will come. There is no doubt about it. You cannot doubt that the institutions I've mentioned have started it. You get the numbers. But I'm saying that in a few days, the president will inaugurate and commission the 24 hours economy authority to see to it that all those private institutions that brought application, even when we were in opposition, you recall that when I was doing the campaign in 2024, I mentioned that at the time, over 60 companies had applied, even when we were in opposition, to take part in the 24 hours economy. So when the authority is launched, all these applications will come forth. And the policy will be rolled out. We will not be ad hoc about it. We will not listen to the NPP to implement the policy the way and manner they did. That ended up in a complete disaster.
And talking about,
so we will not learn from them.
Let me just pick your thoughts on this one so that we'll just we'll be wrapping up very shortly. Having to do with the COMAC situation and the floor prices situation. Of course, we know that significantly there's been a reduction in fuel prices, significant, but one of the leading market players, all right, the leading market players having to do with Star Oil, they actually want the floor price to be taken out of the whole, regulatory market. Of course, we know what the floor price intends to do is to, as much as possible, reduce, put a certain limit to the amount of money that each, OMC should sell. So a liter of fuel. And that was introduced sometime in 2024, I believe, April 2024. That's when it was introduced, right? And since then, in fact, we understand that it was something that was proposed by COMAC, and the NPA adopted it. And they've been working with it since then. But now Star Oil actually says, well, look, they have the potential to even reduce fuel prices even further. They said they can even bring it down to 8 or 7 cities if they are allowed. But for the floor price, a policy. I mean, at the moment, we're not sure what government position is on this. It does appear the government is sticking with the floor price. And we heard the former Minister of Power, Kwabena, Donko also making a very significant argument in that regard that, well, it should be maintained, it should be protected, we should not allow it to be scrapped. Do you want this to be scrapped?
Yes, I think that, first of all, this conversation have arisen because of the competitiveness in the market. So today, just like the president said, Ghana is open for business again. This conversation could not have been had in a year ago, or let me say 2 years ago, in the previous government. So I'm happy about this, and it shows that we have true leadership. We have a government in place that is delivering on the mandate of the people. That's it. Every sector of this country is regulated. Bank of Ghana is the regulator in the financial sector. Is that also? They determine policy rates, interest rate. They determine, the floor, so that commercial banks can also continue from there. Interest rates, exchange rates, and what have you. They are doing their work. The National Communications Authority, are they not a regulator in the communication space? They are doing their best.
Yeah.
I can mention a lot of them, the courier services and what have you. The most important thing is that these things must be regulated. You understand the point? You see, when you read article, chapter 6 of our constitution, which talks about directive principles of state policy, government must put in place measures and initiatives to ensure the economy grows, businesses thrive, ensure competitiveness for the delivery of business and what have you.
Yeah.
Look, OMCs buy their oil from BDCs. You understand the point? There's what we call economies of scale. We know that Star Oil, and what have you, they constitute more than about 20% of the market. Star Oil is doing about 10.4%. A key player in our sector. Because of the quantities they buy, they are discounted. They get a discount on it. That same discount cannot be applied to smaller OMCs. And so right from the get-go, there are price difficulties. And if we remove the floor, these large OMCs will completely swallow small OMCs. You know that in the pricing of even fuel, so many things come into play. International crude price, cost of refined products, cost of freight and insurance, taxes and levies on them, and a whole lot of things. Marketing, margin, and what have you. In the freight and insurance alone, you understand? These big companies will benefit as compared to small companies. You understand the point?
Yeah.
And so it is important that we regulate the system so that there is competitiveness. We must not put in place policies that will swallow other people. And you see, your survival in the system must not depend on how much you have. It must depend on ingenuity, your business model, your plan. Other than that, you have people being funded by terrorists and money launderers and other people funding people to take over the oil space. That is a matter of national security. We must not encourage. You understand the point? So it is important that we do not put in place measures and policies that will not allow other businesses to thrive. The price flooring is good. I believe that it will ensure competitiveness. It will encourage other small, oil marketing companies to also compete in the system and not to collapse. It was implemented when you go to countries like Zimbabwe, Kenya, and what have you, they deregulated their petroleum sector in some years and ended up swallowing all small OMCs, leaving just about 5 of them until they started regulating it for things to be in order. So we are happy about what is going on. We are happy about the competition. I heard Star Oil they've started giving breakfast. Goil has started giving breakfast to their customers. Star Oil, they are engaging in a very healthy, progressive competition that is good for us. And I'm happy that this competition is happening now under this regime. That shows true leadership. The Issue government has done well. The people are happy about it.
Well, I understand.
We need to continue with it.
Yeah, great. I understand that, guys. You can get to be part of the conversation and you can jump onto our Zoom link and tell us if you've been to the fuel station, how are you feeling about the prices of fuel? How are we feeling about the prices of LPG gas? Your transport fares also. We understand there's been some effort to try and clamp down on the illegal fares that are being, done by the drivers. What's the situation, especially when it comes to even getting a bus? What's your situation? We understand you can get to be part of the conversation, so please jump onto the Zoom link right now. We've got a few minutes to wrap up. Let's hear from you. Okay, Doc, yeah.
Yeah, let me, before I come to the oil industry thing, let me, I mentioned the reasons why Honorable Ken was not willing to sign the document. Yeah. It was because there were two things that were left out, which I've been informed by a member of the committee now, that they agree that if there are irregularities or procedural abnormalities that are detected from the results that the Electoral Commission will bring out, it will be nullified. And then it was agreed at a committee level, but it was not captured in the document. And then number two was that at every polling center, they are supposed to openly count the ballot.
Yeah,
after,
you mentioned that.
And then, so if it is not done, and then they want to hide it in an obscure place, it will also be nullified. And then it was also not captured. Okay. So these are the two things he brought the committee's attention to. And then the committee chairman said that they would do the needful. So, and then he signed later on. Let me come back to the fuel pricing thing. You know, in the fuel industry, these petrochemical industry, the pricing, a lot of the times I've said that anybody that wants to do politics with petrol or fuel is doing a great disservice to the country.
Why so?
Reason being that, you know, yes, I commend the John Mahama administration for starting toll, even at the scale of people refining their crude to pay at the fee. It's a wonderful thing to start toll. You see, when you start it like this, what it does is that it creates more job opportunities to the people that were employed by toll have work to do. They've been dormant for far too long. Okay, and then if toll is at a per stream day, they are refining 45,000 barrels per stream day. And then Santo is also doing the same. What it does is that it will get to a time where we may have to even export AGO and PMX to other countries, which is good for the Ghanaian economy, believe you me. And then now, because toll was not working, everybody that wants to sell products, I would have to go out there and source for my automotive gas oil or to source for premium motor spirit, which is called petrol in our local system. And then when I bring it in, because I have a refinery that is giving it to me, the market rate at the moment is per metric ton of AGO is $610 per metric ton. PMX is also around the same pricing. And so if I go and I get a refinery that will give it to me at 540, okay, and then I buy it at 540 per metric ton, and I come in, probably my vessel will take probably $20 per metric ton. So in total, let me say 560 per metric ton. And I come in, then I have the leverage to sell to Sami and tell Sami, listen, I'm selling it at this rate. Probably instead of 610, I'll give it to you at 580. So any of these bigger companies, Go Energy, Star Oil, could buy at a cheaper rates because it's buying in volumes. And then when he comes, he can determine or control the system because he has a lot of outlets. And then he probably, the range of selling at the pump of petrol today is from 9.99 Ghana cedis to 13.97 Ghana cedis. And then AGO is at 11.96 Ghana cedis at the pump. And so if I feel that I can reduce further, I can come down.
Yeah, it's a free market, isn't it?
It's a free market. You see, that is the positioning of companies like Star Oil and all that. That I got a refinery that will give it to me cheaper. So if I come and I want to sell cheaper, allow me, okay, to bring it down. But then because of this, how do you call it?
The floor price.
The floor pricing that we have now, it is not giving them that leverage. But then that one also, I think in the framers of that, it was good for all of us because it will not make people come out to sell at prices that would throw the whole market haywire. And then people may even end up accusing other stations that you are extorting money from us if they are not careful. You see, and then the NPA, as the person that regulates such an industry, is also, you know, at the moment the NPA charges and taxes amounts to almost about 2 Ghana cedis per litre. And that alone is good. It brings in some revenue for Ghana and all that.
So you understand the concern about why we need to keep the floor pricing in order not to have one company monopolizing the system.
The system.
You know, and that's dangerous to some extent, because if someone monopolizes the system, there might be even questions about quality, because you might get complacent. You say, yeah, well, I'm selling at this, so reduce quality as long as people are buying, no problem. But you're able to keep it there, and you have so many other players in the system remaining competitive, then people will have more options to source their oil. And I think
you know, basically this floor pricing thing is supposed to promote competitiveness. I heard some talk about Gold coming up with innovations, and then they are serving breakfast to people that want to buy from them.
They are giving wachi and Nema.
They're giving wachi. Wow. You see, and then this alone. So if I feel that I want to eat wachi this morning, I walk through Nima and then buy there, and then they will sort me out. I think it's better that way than allowing anybody to do whatever he feels like doing. You see, one, if we do the floor pricing thing, it, like I said, promotes competitiveness. It ensures quality. The standards will be up there, and then it will be protecting consumers. Because, like you rightly put it, somebody can just sell anything to us. In the past, we had some companies who would just mix a little bit of kerosene into petrol and then make it lighter. But then I'm sure that now that the pricing of these commodities on the world market is low, none of these companies will be ready to do some of these things. This is an industry that will really, for me, if there's anything that I will commend the Mahama administration for, I would always say, bringing back toll and putting it back alive. It's one thing that I will always stuff my heart out for. The administration for that.
All right, great. Let's hear briefly from some of our.
Thank you for the acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Which one?
I knew that was going to come. I understand one of our regular viewers, Master Plan, has joined us, and he wants to make some share his experience. Master Plan, if you can hear me, thank you very much. What's your experience? Do you buy fuel? How is your life right now? Things appear to be coming down, at least based on what we are seeing from the fuel stations and other places.
Testing as to special good morning to Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Benia, and then my good brother George Martin, the ground master. The fact of the matter is that it's really true that fuel prices has come down. And I think all Ghanaians who are using vehicles and some motorbikes are enjoying. But the question is, those who don't have motorbikes or cars, are they also feeling the impact? Because the Okada Ayeh has not reduced the prices of Okada, or you take Okada from one point to another. The old price is what they still charge. Taxi drivers, the same thing applies to all of them. So I think Dr. Ayeh and President Mahama need to do something about that. But on the other side, I would like to ask my good brother Dr. Ayeh, what has President Mahama's government done precisely to bring the fuel prices down? Yes, it's true fuel prices are down, but we shouldn't be like it's the government that made the fuel prices to come down. No. Prices of food in 2024 was around $80 per barrel. Today it's $60 per barrel. It should tell you one country in the world that has increased their fuel prices. Fuel prices across the world have come down. So the NDC government shouldn't be hiding behind the fuel prices reducing and be making noise in this country.
But Master Plan.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll just say, but you are also aware that the exchange rates also influence the pricing of these fuel. And of course, we know the exchange rate at the moment in the country, and to a very large extent, is decent. And that has, given us a relatively stable pricing at the fuel pumps also.
Exactly. Because the exchange rate is now somewhere 10 cedis. It means you need a small amount of dollars to maybe buy the oil. It's true. But regardless of that, I want you to know that fuel prices globally has come down because of the crude price. That is fact. So they should be telling Ghanaians the 24-hour economy.
All right.
Is it making Ghanaians renew that 1 million coders? Is it working? Those were the promises you should be praising, or you should be preaching to Ghanaians, so that Ghanaians should know that yes, you are really delivering.
All right.
But you need to remember promise us that you are coming to reduce fuel price. So I'm begging them.
All right. Doc wants to respond to you very briefly. You asked him what they have done to reduce it. You want to respond to you briefly. So, Doc, just maybe in a few minutes.
Yes, hello, Master Planner. Good morning. Thank you for your submission. Look, between 2023 and 2024, international market prices of crude reduced from $95 per barrel to $75. Why didn't we see reduction in fuel under the NPP? There was no reduction. So please, you can check online. It's there. Go and check Brent crude between 2023 and 2024 reduced from 95 to 75. There was no reduction under the NPP. Why has there been a reduction under the NDC? It's because BDCs buy fuel in dollars. And so today, if a BDC needs, 2 years ago, if a BDC needs $100,000 to buy fuel or crude, they will need about, in the old currency, 16 billion old Ghana cedis. That's about 1.6 million that time. Today, the same $100,000, you will need only just about $1 million to do it. A savings of 600,000 Ghana cedis as compared to 2 years ago under the NPP.
All right.
And so because of that alone, hold on. Because of that alone, fuel prices have reduced because BDC do not have to spend so much to get the same quantity of fuel that they needed to get under the NPP. That is why fuel prices have come down. So you need to acknowledge that.
Master Wudu,
you need to understand it.
Master Plan, let's take one of your brothers also, Master Wudu. But let's take Master Wudu. Master Plan, you've made your point. Master Wudu has joined us. Master Wudu, are you there, please?
Yes, I'm here. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Let's hear from you.
Okay, thank you for the good work of me. Samia
Masawood, your line is breaking. So if you can just position yourself well so we can hear you and just flow very quickly. You've got some very limited time.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, so go on. You've got like 30 seconds. So make your point. If you have a question, you can ask.
Okay, please, I want the attention of the media. You know, this 20 and then the 10% getting late. And I think that inflation, right? So please, the authorities about the market they are rejecting.
Okay, I understand your point now. Oh, you mean that 10 pesos and the 20 pesos coin, the market women are rejecting it?
Yes, yes.
All right,
yes.
all right. Thank you very much. I think that's a point well made. That's what noted.
Let me chip in one thing here.
I understand someone is also joining Zoom, so let's hear him so that I'll get final comment. Hello, sorry, what's your name, please?
Hi.
Yeah, hi. Your name? Where are you joining us from?
I'm Fakob Matu. Joining you from Northeast.
Joining from where?
Northeast region.
Okay, great. Let's hear from you.
Thank you very much. I think that the price fuel should be regulated. Concerning the price for that implemented to make sure that there's within the system. That will in turn benefit the consumer. If you are going to allow oil marketing to continue to do what they want, it will get to a time that they will need money for this. And that particular company can help at all. That would disadvantage the consumers. And I think that is not good. The price for good. But I also think that they want to look at the modernity in our life and the price. So is it possible that when the economic environment is favorable, the price floor can be adjusted downward so that consumers will benefit? Or is it that what at all are they using to determine the price floor? That is what we should happen. So whether they can value when economic environment you can reduce it downward to make the final consumer. It shouldn't be at a particular point. When inflation is coming down, fuel price globally is coming down, but the price for benefit, it cannot be. To look at it and to see whether we can always adjust this upward or downward, depending on the economic environment.
All right.
And I think it will help. So rather than currently right now, worldwide oil prices are coming down. And I think that consumers will enjoy that.
All right.
So when it was high, we were paying more. Today it's coming down. So price for us to look at it in terms of what we use to calculate it so that we know.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. In fact, I mean the floor price. If you look at 2025 as of February, it was around 13 cedis. All right. So as the the price of crude keeps going down, they also reduce it to a very reasonable level. So it's not just stable. It's not at one place. It comes down as and when the price comes down. Yeah, I understand we have one final person. Is it? No, he's gone off? Okay, great. Doc, you can come in.
The correction I wanted to make from here is that, yes, it is true that the pricing of crude went to as much as $80, and then now it is $60. So, and it's very significant, a reduction when it comes to the oil industry. Even $1 is so much money in the oil industry, okay? And then what you have to also understand is that PMX, petrol, and then AGO went as far as almost $810 per metric ton. Back in 2023 and then 2024, it went so high. But now, as I speak to you now, like I mentioned earlier on, I am speaking to a client that even wants it at $590 per metric ton. So the pricing has reduced. So automatically, the price at the pump will have to come down. Like I said, when it comes to this industry, it has nothing to do with government at all.
But there's the exchange rate.
The exchange rate has been good for us because the NDC government has been able to stabilize the cedi for us.
Yeah.
So that one, like if in this industry, the players are that one, you need forex to go by. So if your the forex is good, it helps you. Two, the world market pricing. It's what determines how we are buying it. Yes, even if it is the cedi is 17, and then I will have to get more money and go and buy, and I'm buying it at 8, 10. Do you know how much money I'm spending there? But then to bring 50,000 metric tons of AGO to Ghana today, if it is at a price of 500 or 610, it means I need approximately $30 million to bring the product into the system. Do you understand me? That is 50,000 metric tons. So, and then if it was 17 and then it was at 810, do you know how much money I have to spend there? So relatively, the pricing at the world market stage has come down. It has dropped significantly. And so we are making gains out of it. But we will not shy away from the fact that the forex has also been good for us. And it is good. That is why the NPP was voted against, for somebody else to come in and try and salvage some of the few areas that people thought that was not good.
Yeah.
So we were voted against. And then you came and you're doing it. That's the work of government.
All right, great. We need to wrap up now. Doc,
yes, so you see, you don't need rocket science knowledge to know the impact of foreign exchange in the price of fuel. You buy the thing in dollars. So if you are supposed to get $100,000 to buy it, and the exchange rate is at 16, you know you need 1.6 million Ghana cedis to get it. Am I lying? Today, if they say $100,000 you need to get, and the exchange rate is 10.8 at Interbank, you know you need just about $1 million. Because of that, you have saved 600,000 Ghana cedis. That 600,000 Ghana cedis can be passed on to consumers. That is exactly what has happened. As for international, let me make my point. Let me make my point. That is how it is. That is how prices are reduced. You understand? When you go to ports, the prices are done, they are calculated and pegged in dollars and converted to cedis. So if it comes down, it will come down in cedis, and that's how.
But you also admit that.
Let me give you an example.
Indeed, let me. The world market significantly.
I told you that between 2023 and 2024. Do you know Brent crude? The crude that they drove from the North Seas, it was $95. As of July 2024, it was $75.
But it was 60 today.
Let me make my point. I'm saying that when it happened that time, did we see reduction in fuel under the NPP? No. So it is not.
It was reduction.
It was reduction. You see, when you are talking, the way you do your thing is not good. When you talk, I give you respect, but when I talk, you don't want me to talk. It's not fair. Be tolerant.
This is an industry that if
you understand. So let me make my point. I'm saying that you don't need it. Why? Do you think I just come and sit here and have analysis? You know the people. You know the people I speak to before I come and sit here. So listen to me and let me make my point. Let me make my point. So the point is that you don't need rocket science knowledge to understand it. This is simple calculation, and that is why everywhere there is competition, prices have come down. You yourself are a beneficiary because you buy the same fuel under your government. You know that there was a difficulty in buying fuel. Today you are happy. You buy it, you laugh, you want to go wherever you go. You understand? So it is a good initiative. Prices are down. We commend the MPA for their resolve to make sure that there is regulation and competition in the industry. And at the end of the day, the ordinary Ghanaian who will benefit from it. We cannot create a system where the system will benefit only a select few because they have the necessary financial muscles to have economies of scale, you understand? So we cannot do that. We must encourage even smaller businesses to thrive, grow for the benefit of this country in line with the Constitution of Ghana.
Yeah, that's very profound. Also, while at that, we want to tell you about the Joy FM Big Workout event, which is happening come the 31st of January. And we're all convention in the University of Ghana Stadium. So corporate entities, individuals, we are going to be working out on the 31st of January. So make sure you join us, mark it on your calendar, join us, let's go work out. We have convention there at 6 a.m. sharp, and we're going to be walking through East Legon. Then we'll come back to the stadium, and of course, we'll be turning up the energy with non-stop aerobics. We'll have some music, we'll have some games, and of course, it's going to be an unbeatable Joy FM atmosphere. So everybody's invited, corporate entities, gather your people, wear your, corporate paraphernalia, come around, we'll walk, we'll have fun, and of course, we'll just try and burn some calories, okay? Very important after all the fun you had in December. So make sure you turn up, of course, it's been sponsored by Reedy Vitamin C. It boosts your immune system. A new hospital, growing together in good health. Akono Ginger, Efiwara are also supporting us. Ayuda, Ghana's #1 services app, Bako services Bebre, and the Game Energy drink, Feel the Energy, are also sponsoring this very initiative. So we want to see you there. Let me just read a few messages that have come through for our guests, then we can wrap up now. So that's what we have here. Okay, let me see. Okay, let me start from here. Guys, you might want to operate this for me. The touch is not. All right, so let me just grade. All right, so this one, Meshak Asante at Amasaman said, hey, so this is the level NPP has become. Just internal elections, they have to sign peace pact before the election can be held. Then what will happen in the general election? No one of the party has been described as fake by their own man. They should also know that signing the so-called peace pact alone cannot guarantee the peace, but it is rather transparency and fairness. You could clearly see that the candidates have issues among themselves from the look of things, because I have never seen Dr. Bawumia, even for one, smiling to any of the candidates, same as Kennedy Agyapong, even at some point was forced to sign the peace pact. By the way, we wish them a successful outcome, but they should forget about winning the 2028 election, because their awaiting defeat will be worse than what happened to them in 2024. Meshak Asante Atamasaman. This one says, guys, if you can just drag it a bit down for me, great. Indeed, this is Kwamina Acidity from Ahafo. Indeed, millions of Ghanaians are presently enjoying the fuel reduction under current NDC. All metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies must deploy their task force and come discipline our drivers over pricing, especially the Sitifi South District Assembly. Special greetings to Honorable Charity Gardiner and Honorable Ishak Dauda, MD of Prestia Sankofa Code Limited. You're doing advert here. We'll bring you some bill right now. Okay. So that's we have one here at the top here. Okay, this one, Musa Abattoir says, the Mahama-led government is doing remarkably well in fulfilling its promises, particularly in job creation. We are witnessing unprecedented levels of great instability. Let us give credit where it is due, while encouraging even greater progress for the benefit of all Ghanaians. Okay.
The ones enjoying.
This one, okay, another one. Okay, we have another one. Teacher Kojo says, indeed, Ghanaian politics has become so cheap in recent times. No wonder some people are rooting for not just any political position, but the #1 gentleman of the land. People should go to his backyard in Asin and judge for themselves what policy has Ken espoused in his campaign. Ghanaians will continue to test the waters through trial and error until Christ returns. Greetings to Chairman Odeneho, he says. Okay, this one says, the truth. He says, he says, greetings to you and your panelists. The NDC can continue to play their propagandists as if they are still in propaganda, as if they are still in opposition. But the reality is that things were better than it is today until the economic crisis hit the whole world in August 2022 as a result of the pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine war. In one breath, Dr. Bawumia mismanaged the economy, and the other breath, Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta mismanaged the economy. Who really mismanaged the economy? In fact, if the NDC had met the challenges the NPP faced, people would have learned how to eat grass. And he says the truth is that In the first quarter of 2025, the NDC were yet to form their government. So why are they trying to take credit for the improvement of living condition of the Ghanaian citizens? He asks. Okay, this one says, good morning, Mr. Host. NPP will continue to be in opposition forever because they are still, you say, rude and arrogant and not ready to learn from their bad leadership in office. They claim government has done nothing to stabilize the economy. Yeah, they could not do it. But blame Corona and Russia-Ukraine war for their incompetence and failures. They should get serious and stop wasting our ears with jandam politics. I think Sami is very familiar with jandam thing on NDC 360. Okay, great. I think that's all the message we have here. You call it jandam?
Yes, jandam.
Jandam.
That's a very important segment on NDC 360
interesting.
where we dispel MPP propaganda.
Jandam. Yeah, so guys, once again, listen up if you're serious about starting 2026. Right, Joy FM has something big for you. It's all about the Joy FM workout. Of course, it's happening come Saturday, the 31st of January. We are starting sharp at 6 a.m. at the University of Ghana Stadium. We are inviting all of you. We are going to be walking through Legon, coming back to the stadium. We'll have some non-stop aerobics, music, games, and of course, it's going to be unbeatable Joy FM atmosphere. Make sure come with your family, come with all the kids, come even with your grandparents, okay? Let them come and exercise a bit. No pressure, no judgment. All fitness levels are welcome. Whether you're just starting or out or you're already active, this one is for you. So call your friends, charge your energy, lace up those sneakers and make sure you join us 6 a.m. sharp at the University of Ghana Stadium, all right? So all of you are very much invited. And of course, big thank you to our sponsors for this very event. We have Vitamin C who are supporting us. We've got New Hospital who are also supporting us. And we've got Akono Ginger who are supporting us. And Ayuda app also supporting us. And the Game Energy drink are also supporting us. Docs, thank you very much. Dr. Adu Boahen, thank you so much. Dr. Sami, thank you very much.